Hello and welcome to the comments about this past week, week 1, and tune into the video in week 2 for a quick introduction for what you need to do for chapter 2. So really enjoyed reading your discussions this week, focusing on social forces, definitely social media. Many of you talked about technology, social media as being an impact. And if you look at the headlines, you can see how that is true. Just the other day at work, we were talking about how far cell phone technology has come. I didn't get my first cell phone until I started grad school. So I was 21, 22 years old. And the only reason I got a cell phone was because I had gone into the ditch on an expressway going between Detroit and Kalamazoo. And I am one of those people who kind of resists a little bit of social media and cell phone use. I typically carry my cell phone with me, but I don't always immediately answer. I don't want to be available 24/7. I don't have it in my bedroom. It has a place that it stays while I'm working and while I'm driving, while I'm at home. And I do not have social media for many reasons, the biggest being my career and profession. I really don't want to be found personally due to being in the mental health field. But it has changed the way generations are being molded. If you think about it, like my children who are in elementary and middle school, careers that they may go into may not have even been developed yet because technology is changing so rapidly in the career fields. But the other thing I wanted to focus on was the concept of sociological imagination. This was towards the end of this first chapter. It really is the idea that we can't always blame an individual for the situation that they're in. We have to look at social forces and the impact of societal issues. So let's take, for example, teen pregnancy. If we were to look at teen pregnancy from an individual standpoint, we could say that an individual became pregnant or got someone pregnant as a teen because they couldn't control themselves. They didn't have self-control, they couldn't stop themselves from seeking out sex. Or impulse control. So this is a blame the victim standpoint. It doesn't look at anything outside of the individual's failures to explain this problem. And back in the 80s and 90s, we had a teen pregnancy epidemic. So how could something that was happening here in Houghton be the same as what was happening in San Francisco or Houston or Orlando, New York? So we have to look at using our sociological imagination to look at how society might impact an issue. So again, looking at teen pregnancy, maybe we can say it's the individual's family practice. For generations, they've always had children in their teenage years. Or maybe society has failed to provide access to birth control or cheap birth control. Or maybe there's a status gain within their community by having children young. So this is looking at it again from that societal standpoint. We can look at many issues this way. Think about poverty or unemployment. How do we blame the victim, look at that individual reasons, or how do we look at societal reasons through sociological imagination? You'll have a chance towards the end of the semester to pick a topic and look at all these different approaches, but keep that in the back of your mind as we go through the semester. Any questions, reach out to me through message or email. Thanks.